Hey guys, today we're going to talk about one of the methods of building a major scale. In this one, we're going to talk about the method that I call the steps method. So first off, what is a major scale? A major scale is one of the basic building blocks of music. We use it as performers all the time when we're practicing our different key signatures. It's also something that we'll throw in a lot of times in warm-ups, and they help us get comfortable with music in general as a performer. On the other hand, we also use it a ton when we're composing. We need to understand what is its significance, how does it help us do these different things. And one of those things that's going to help us do in the next lesson actually is create chords. So let's move on here and talk more specifically about constructing the major scale with the steps method. So the steps method, in theory, is really easy. You start off by establishing a starting note. In our first example, we'll start with C because C, the C major scale, is one of the easiest to construct. And then using a series of half steps and whole steps, or if we're comfortable with intervals, minor seconds, half steps, and major seconds, whole steps, building up until we hit that starting note is reached in its higher octave. So we're going to go C all the way up to C in the higher octave using this pattern: whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. And those, of course, are all just those intervals. A whole step is, as I said earlier, a major second. A half step is a minor second. So here's C. This is our first example. Here on our treble clef staff, we're starting on C, and we're moving up, and underneath, in between each of these notes, we have the whole step, half step. We have those. Now, on our keyboard here, we can take a look, and a whole step, we'll start with a half step. A half step is any interval that's just right adjacent to it. So this white key to this black key, we'll move that way. A whole step is you would have one half step plus another half step. So two halves equal a whole. So in this first case, we go from C, and we need to go up a whole step. So here's C. Here's our C key that we know of. So we'll go up one whole step. So one whole step takes us to D. Perfect. Next, whole step. So whole step up from D, or a major second up from D, half, half. So we have D to E as a whole step. And then we should have a half step here now. So E to F should be a half step. No black key in between. We're doing great. E to F is a half a step. Now we need to go F up a whole step. So F up a whole step is G. G up a whole step is A. A up another whole step takes us to B. And then B up a half step to C. There we go. So part of the reason that C is so easy is because it's all of the white keys on the piano. Now, this is really simple when using C as a key signature. Now we're going to start on the note E flat. And so I'm just going to jump over here. This is Noteflight. If you haven't used it, it's a wonderful program. But we're going to start with E flat. So, whoops, that's D. Whoops. We're going to go up to E flat. So now we have whole step, whole step. Here, let me write this here. We have whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, whole step, half step. Let's get that out of there. Okay, so this is our pattern up here that we need to follow. So we're starting on E flat, which it shows us is right here. So we need to go up a whole step from there. So a whole step, we need to go two half steps. Should take us to F. So our next one, oops. Now we need to go to F. There's F. So there's one whole step. Now we need to go up another whole step. This one's going to take us to G. Because we have, here's F. Going up a whole step, it's going to take us to G. So there's whole. Now we need to go half. Half a step up from G takes us to this black key. This is A flat. A flat. Now we need, so we are whole, half. Now we need to go another whole step up from A flat. Here we go. That takes us up to B flat. Now we need to go another whole step. A whole step up from B flat is C. we need to go up another whole step. A whole step up from C, as we know earlier, is D. Oops. And now we just need to go one more. We need to go a half step up. From D is E flat. And now if we play this should sound like a major scale that we're comfortable with. Whoops, we'll start at the beginning. Perfect, that's what we know and love. Now, we can apply this to any note, and I encourage you to try it and use a few different examples starting on different notes using this method. If you're comfortable with the keyboard or with your intervals, I would say this could be a really good method for you. Be sure to check out the next video talking about building a major scale using the circle of fifths. See you then.